Nearly 50 years of top-notch area research, NASA's Explorer test confronted a basic breakdown imperiling its great direction. A collection of exceptional researchers and professionals changed into accumulated through NASA to play out and specific framework replace and set Explorer 1 on its route. Currently, something abnormal in reality came about later, the consummation of the framework update that has terrified researchers across the world. What stunning disclosure did NASA find within the framework? These days positioned away facts. Could this be proof of extraterrestrials? We need to figure out what came about after Explorer 1 got a programming update 15 billion miles away in space. Picture the farthest guy-made spaceship from Earth encountering a glitch with no contemporary playbook for settling the issue. This was unequivocally the situation appeared by using NASA, scary them to plan an extraordinary arrangement. NASA brought a assignment posting for programmers with an express range of capabilities. These software engineers needed to be professional in Fortran and assembling programming dialects from the 1940s and 1950s that are new to most past due alumni. NASA shaped a crew of researchers entrusted with a whole redesign of Explorer 1's framework all of the way from its place 15 billion miles away. Over the path of a few weeks, the team led giant studies and reconstruction considering the particular changes that have been made to Explorer 1 for the reason that its dispatch inside the 1970s. After finishing the replace, NASA researchers made an first-rate ING disclosure. A missed association of information that the check hadn't sent in years. Something ordinary certainly passed off after Explorer 1 got a programming replace 15 billion miles away. But to see precisely the manner that this could occur, we need to look some context. Throughout the 1960s, a brilliant proposition surfaced. A trying pressure to include a grand marketing campaign across numerous planets, wandering into the mysterious domains of the outer planets located in the massive area of our Sun device. This formidable undertaking, suitably named the Grand Excursion, looked to dispatch automatic checks to discover Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, or even Pluto. What made this arrangement definitely momentous became the random association of these planets. A unique event that might grace the universe inside the past due 1970s and now not repeat for a number 176 years. Exploiting this heavenly arrangement, the TN Explorer Commute, Explorer 1 and Explorer 2, have been victoriously dispatched in 1977. The point changed into to use the gravitational electricity of Jupiter as a slingshot, riding them on a lengthy path to the outer domains of our planetary organization. Initially, the number one goal of the go back and forth turned into to disentangle the mysteries of Jupiter and Saturn. However, their sudden discoveries forced the growth in their project barriers. With newfound remedy, Explorer 2 set out on a pivotal adventure, wandering in addition into space to inspect Uranus and Neptune, in first-rate accomplishments that stay unparalleled through any other go back and forth up to now. Innovative controller programming blessed the Explorer exams with more suitable competencies, surpassing their authentic supposed purposes. Over the years, Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 embarked on a heavenly odyssey, which includes the investigation of all the fundamental outer planets of our planetary group, cautiously examining for 8 of their charming moons and unraveling the various structures of earrings and magnetic fields that these heavenly monsters have. In December 1977, Explorer 2 ventured into the asteroid belt, with Explorer 1 trailing at a swifter speed, overtaking its companion 9 days later. February 1998 marked a grand fulfillment for Explorer 1 because it handed Pioneer 10, turning into the most remote human-made item in the substantial expanse of outer space. In 2002, Voyager 1 departed from the in-planet organization, climbing over the ecliptic aircraft at a placing perspective of 35 degrees, propelled forward at a beautiful speed of 39,000 miles per hour. Explorer 2, then again, charted a disparate course, dropping beneath the ecliptic aircraft, advancing ahead at an impressive perspective of 48 degrees and an excellent tempo of 3,450 miles per hour. Explorer 2 claims the record of attaining more planets than any other advent of a person-made probe. Meanwhile, Explorer 1 proudly policies because the most bold Voyager from Earth, venturing similarly from its point of foundation than any other vacationer. Amazingly, both Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 concluded their research of the outer planets in the initial 12 years of their groundbreaking project. Having fulfilled their primary goals by 1989, these fearless explorers stood prepared to embark on another bankruptcy, exploring domains past the bounds of our planetary organization. In January 1990, with their sights set on gadgets a long way beyond the internal planet group, the undertaking's challenge changed into APPR, correctly modified to the Explorer Interstellar Undertaking. Hence, those dauntless explorers ventured into unusual regions wherein no familiar creation has ever taken off. Explorer 1 isn't any normal travel. It's far and wonderful demonstration of the resourcefulness of NASA's extremely good architects, resisting the tenacious passage of time. Crafted with unheard of accuracy, this interstellar trailblazer boasts a super array of features that have facilitated its journey through the universe for nearly 50 years. Amongst its many striking credit is its sturdy radio communique gadget, cautiously designed to function even past the divine limits of our internal planet institution. At its center lies an enormous 37 gain CAG grain radio antenna, serving as the main conduit for transmitting and receiving radio waves, bridging the significant distance among Explorer 1 and our domestic planet through the deep space community stations, while direct verbal exchange turns into impractical. EXP Explorer 1 relies upon its sincere virtual tape recorder, DTR, able to storing approximately 67 megab of information for subsequent transmission. To place this accomplishment into perspective, signals from Explorer 1 originating around 2023 go through a spectacular 22-hour adventure through the depths of area to reach Earth, a moving demonstration of the vastness of the universe. Ready with sophisticated cameras, Explorer 1 has the capability to capture celestial wonders, immortalizing distant planets, their charming moons, and domains beyond. Interestingly, these visible mild cameras operate under the guidance of an imaging boundary table, carefully stored inside one of the spacecraft's virtual laptop components. Whilst Explorer 1's Digicam system relies on predetermined instructions, it's miles noteworthy that extra present-day area probes, advanced from the 90s onwards, have adopted completely self-sufficient Digicam structures, deviating from the subculture. Explorer 1 is based on its clever laptop command gadget, CCS, to coordinate its operations, a surprise of 1970s generation that controls numerous spacecraft skills, such as command interpreting, fault detection workouts, antenna pointing routines, and spacecraft sequencing workouts. An updated version of the CCS, initially used during the 1970s Viking orbiters, it remains as a testament to the enduring power of robust engineering. Before we take a look at what just took place after Explorer 1 got a software replace, you could want to discern out what is behind the durability of Explorer 1, what accounted for the success of the Explorer assessments. As you will expect, Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 shuttle were ready with a great array of specialized clinical gadgets containing Intel suites and subsystems, which accounts for the durability of the checks. Only a handful of gadgets hold to function on board these courageous Voyagers. One of the getting through gadgets that useful on both Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 is the low electricity charged molecule finder. This awesome device, outfitted with 3 arrangements of molecule sensors, investigates particles and determines their velocity by tirelessly investigating grandiose radiation and particles radiating from the solar, planets, and interstellar space. This indicator offers essential bits of expertise into the organization and conduct of those grandio materials, wandering similarly into the domain names of full-size request. Each Explorer assessments are provided with a large beam device. This instrument, with its high-quality ability to identify profoundly energetic debris originating from the solar and other cosmic resources, now serves an important process. It measures the overflow of debris in the shielding air pocket of our solar's effect, as well as the ones originating from interstellar space. These readings act as vital markers for researchers, supporting them pinpoint the exact moment when Explorer 1 vented into the colossal subject of interstellar space. Another critical device that continues working on each Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 is the plasma wave subsystem. Using its stretched receiving wires, which stretch out at right angles to every different, this subsystem continuously measures the electrical discipline components of potential waves experienced throughout the test processes. Initially deliberate to focus on these peculiarities on the outer planets, the tool has now assumed the role of unraveling the mysteries of plasma wave AVs as they pervade interstellar space. Its dynamic contribution in each rocket ensures an abundance of data for researchers to inspect and draw close. The magnetometer, first of all tasked with studying the magnetic fields of the outer planets, has now progressed into every other area of clinical inquiry. Its primary purpose is to check the transition location among the interplanetary and interstellar media via analyzing the magnetic qualities on the boundary wherein the Sun's magnetic impact offers manner to the magnetic area of interstellar space. This instrument sheds mild on the complex interplay between these astronomical forces. Also celebrated units, Explorer 1 and Explorer 2, maintained to depend upon the plasma science tool for pivotal records acquiring. This tool indefatigably searches out the bottom-strength debris interior plasma, while also having the ability to recognize particles transferring at precise speeds. Except to a limited diploma, it may ascertain the path from which those particles originate. Whilst the trip sets out on its interstellar life, the insights furnished via this instrument emerge as more and more critical. Whilst a few gadgets have succumbed to the assaults of time or had been intentionally deactivated to shop energy, the determined efforts of the Explorer team persevere. Trivial gadgets had been completely shut down in 1998, 21 years after the preliminary dispatch, in a bid to preserve resources. Additionally, NASA has systematically deactivated radiators on each shuttles as part of their strength-saving technique. The energy source for every Explorer craft is living in a set of 3 radioisotope thermo-L electric turbines, RTGs. These astounding gadgets derive their strength from the decay of radioactive plutonium-238, transforming heat strength into strength. But, because the plutonium-238 keeps to decay, a time will come whilst it can now not assist the tool's power requirements, resulting in the suspension of all scientific operations. Whilst this inevitable electricity decline is projected to occur around 2025, the Explorer Group endeavors to increase the lifespan of each area apparatus until 2027. This date holds tremendous significance as it marks the 50th anniversary of their pivotal dispatch. To make sure continuous communication with Earth, every Explorer test is prepared with a couple of engines. Those engines, though no longer designed for propulsion, play a crucial function in reorienting the trip, ensuring that their antennas constantly spotlight our home planet by transmitting short, however accurate pulses or puffs, lasting mere milliseconds. What late glitch has grabbed the eye of researchers, and why did NASA settle on a software update? Currently, the famous Explorer 1 go back and forth has experienced a sequence of annoying challenges that threaten its very existence. One of the pressing worries which have emerged is the occurrence of harassed or corrupted telemetry facts. As Explorer 1 navigates extensive distances, it is predicated on sending important information back to Earth to preserve researchers informed of its progress. However, on several events, the telemetry data has arrived in a twisted and careworn structure, leaving researchers wrestling with the overpowering task of unraveling its valid meaning. This peculiarity has posed a substantial impediment in understanding the space equipment's modern-day status and the environment it encounters on its interstellar adventure. Compounding these communication challenges are the signs of aging and deterioration that have appeared within Explorer 1's engines. These crucial cars, responsible for reorienting the commute and ensuring its antenna stays pointed towards Earth, have all started to show symptoms of wear and malfunction. As the engines falter, the delicate balance required to maintain steady conversation with our planet becomes more and more unsure. The risk of dropping the ability to receive important records from Explorer 1 lingers unfavorably, likely severing our connection with this inspiring messenger of exploration.